You didn't try to now view this. You don't use it.
The cost of producing 1 naira is actually not 1 naira. It's way more. So it eats into the revenue of the company. These currencies have to be absorbed in, and you have to. They also actually have to be recirculated after being printed.
CBN Act was not very specific. It was not very specific. There was no designation of any law enforcement agency or can do the
Anybody can
abuse. Yeah. So as far as it's a law enforcement agency. Even the
last man. Back then, this whole arrest based on the law, guiding the mutilation and abuse of naira, it wasn't really a big thing before. No, back then, I'm there. Why are they doing it with so much vigor now? What's the bigger picture?
Imagine, you're outside, you're having a good time, it's a Friday night, it's a Saturday, and by Monday morning, you get an email with an invite that you've committed a criminal offense. That's really crazy. So I am Sophie, and I'm here with my colleague,
Ifeoluwa for short.
We're from Wigwe&Partners. We have a guest here today, the sensational, inspirational, amazing, Mr. Bright Upwater.
Hello, how you doing, man?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Good to have you here.
We're so excited.
Doing like industry, you shake hands when I go here. I do all for camera.
Of course, but people. Okay, so we're so excited to have you. We're so interested in your perspective, on the topic. So I just want to hear from you. What do you think Naira mutilation is generally?
Generally, it's an abuse on the Naira now, right?
Well,
technically, right?
Yeah.
So let me just tell you an experience. Recently, I was traveling from Ife back to Lagos, and we stopped somewhere to buy foodstuff because I love buying those dens, That's why you see cheaper here. Dry fish. So I didn't have cash, so they did those POS things where you transfer to get cash to pay, right? And when the lady gave me the Naira, right? It was so dirty. I couldn't hold it.
You couldn't hold it?
I swear. I felt it was like a big pot of germs. Like it was that still sticky. So I just gave my younger brother, them just calm this thing. And that didn't used to happen at some point. The Naira used to be cleaner than it is right now. So you see, that is how it's been used from the onset to then. You don't know where these things have gone to.
Actually.
Yeah, it's terrible. So that's it. So the way, some people will spray money, step on it, some fall down. You didn't try to now view this. You don't use it. Yeah, right?
Actually.
So your perspective is actually really interesting, and you're not so far off from what the law actually says. So the law it has a wide view of what Naira abuse is. So
no, sorry, I didn't throw in the spray part. So that was the gun is there. That's the key one. But
that's what I'm trying to explain. That it's just there's a lot to it. It's not just spraying. So mutilation is just one part of the bigger issue. So Naira abuse is actually criminalized in CBN Act, Section 21. So I'm going to read out the act so we can really understand the scope of what the government is trying to criminalize. So they criminalize the act of spraying, dancing on, matching on, stepping on, selling, trading, hawking, mutilating, defacing, damaging, soiling, tearing, or excessive crumpling of the currency. So it's really such a wide.
It's wide.
The fact that they use the word stepping on and they now still use matching on again, it tells you.
Actually, the difference between stepping and match is harder.
Exactly. Whichever you think you are doing.
That's why they were very, very intentional of what they wanted to prevent. So, and the offense for Naira abuse is at least 50,000 Naira fine, or at least 6 months imprisonment, or the judge can even just maybe does not like your face. He will not say he wants to give you both.
Give me.
Both.
Are you saying?
Fine and imprisonment.
I think we saw that in recent times, basically, actually. But then, come on.
Fine and imprisonment.
Yes, it was recent time.
Yeah, so it's their discretion. And the act goes further, even to explain spraying alone. So they talk about spraying as adorning, decorating, or spraying anything or any person or any parts of any person. So, Nigerians have come up with this new trend, you are spraying into a basket. You're not really spraying it on the floor. Spraying anything.
Yeah.
It's also part of the process.
Oh, okay, really?
Spraying any person, even if it's
so then you like there's a basket or a box and you go there and put the money in there. That is still against the law.
The thing is
Interesting.
According to this, even money bouquet.
It's surprising.
Already part of the problem. So excessive crumpling, the downfall drivers, and like what you were saying, the money you held, like the gems. The gems, you're just imagining, where has this money been? What has it touched? You understand? So people need to be a lot more conscious of how they handle the currency.
When you travel abroad, it's almost impossible for you to see a 30 pounds sterling or dollars. Almost impossible, right? Even euro. Yeah, we're going to give you that.
Yes. Very clean, clean streets.
So do you think it's because of the material we use?
Okay, so Shadow Karaga, that's right.
Material.
So
that is found.
The kind of the what do you call it?
No.
What's it used to make?
So I do not actually believe that is the substance itself or the material that is used as undervalue or it. I think it's an handling. It's the use and the handling by Nigerians, and I think that's one of the essence of what. That's one of the basic things the law has come to to actually stop or to actually build a brick around basically. So in the course of this podcast, we'll be realizing and be seeing that even the currency that we see is a mark or a symbol of sovereignty of each country or whatever country you actually find yourself and all of that, or that currency is being circulated. So Naira is actually our identity. And then the other thing to also note is that the cost of producing 1 Naira is actually not 1 Naira. Is way more. So it eats into the revenue of the company. These currencies have to be absorbed in, and they also actually have to be recirculated after being printed. So it's funny to bring it out, make it practical. When we receive 200 Naira notes, you want to put it inside and see is the thread inside. When you look at it, the cost of getting that thread, getting it minted and all of that, sometimes even 1 Naira could be the cost of 1 Naira could be 5,000 Naira in production. So when everybody tramples on all of that on the currency and it's been abused, goes back to production cost and all of that, some other things for the country, basically.
So now let's say an average Nigerian.
Average.
Let's say let's just what are the things that I'll do that is considered mutilating the Naira?
Okay.
That I don't know of.
Okay.
So you mentioned some, but just break it. Just say someone I just made watching this.
Okay, so basically, I think Section 21 of CBN Act has defined what exactly a Naira abuse is. And when you go under it, you can understand what spraying is all about. But then the point there is, I will take it from the angle of the elements of an offense, right? Now, so when you're talking about element of an act, there must be either access rules and mens rea. I will explain. So access rule is the actually guilty action itself, while the mens rea is the guilty intention of the mind, basically. So before you can say a person is convicted of an offense of a crime, the person must first establish that the person actually did commit the act. You saw the person doing the act, and then you're now coming back to the intention. The person actually had the intention of committing that particular, or the person could reasonably foresee that the implication of his action would cause such damage. That's the guilty intention. So, and then the other thing to now say, it not even goes further. I think it's even more stringent for law enforcement agencies to actually procure conviction, and that's the part where we are talking about the standard of proof. So the standard of proof is so very strong and so very high that you cannot just say that, okay, recently we've been having different things of taking pictures up on TikTok, and then people are invited on, say, oh, we saw a video of you. There's a video of you on Instagram, and then some law enforcement agency invites you and says that, and all that. The standard of proof is that, okay, they sort of prove beyond reasonable that this is this person, and that this person truly committed this act, and when the person committed it. These are the particulars of the offense that you have to actually prove in court. So if they're able to do that, they've tried. But another question that's very important, and this is the era of deepfake, AI, and what have you. I mean, people. So I think the body to
do is shifting. Can't hide behind that one, but it's very obvious to know AI and what's real.
No. Sometimes, I mean, we've seen. I think in recent times, some certain persons who are the internet that they got married or something, and then they have to come out to say that that was defeat. That was AI. So I think it's the innovation is getting is about
agencies are responsible in enforcing this arrest. Or
So the thing is, CBN Act was not very specific. It was not say very specific. There was no designation of any law enforcement agency to handle anybody can abuse. Yeah. So as far as it's a law enforcement agency. Even the
last man.
law enforcement agencies, like I think, to criminal offenses within their purview. Okay, so we can look at EFCC, for instance. So generally, we know they do have jurisdiction over financial crimes, and given that Naira abuse is in relation to the currency, and how that's going to affect the view of the economy, and it's a federal offense, if we're being honest, from CBN directly. So it's safe to say that they have jurisdiction to an extent to handle the crime. Not saying that another agency with the right kind of, what's the word now? With the right kind of background cannot also handle the enforcement of the offense. But generally,
primarily, yes.
Yes, they've taken up the charge.
But I'm just asking, I'm speaking for the people. People agree.
Okay.
Back then, this whole, arrest based on the law, guiding the mutilation and abuse of Naira, that it wasn't really a big thing before. Back then, why are they doing it with so much vigor now? What's the bigger picture?
So I feel it's a national symbol. It represents our sovereignty, the integrity of the states. So they don't want you to abuse the Naira because they see it as disrespectful to the country itself. So I know we have other national symbols. Like, okay, the national anthem is playing, everybody is standing, but you are sitting down. You can't really do something like that. Or you take the national flag, for instance, and you put it on the floor and you're matching it. You're stepping on it. Do you understand? Exactly. So I think that's the angle that they're looking at it from, you understand? So they don't want a situation where Nigerians feel free to disrespect the country. It says a lot about your image, home and abroad and all of that. So I feel like that's one of the major reasons why.
Yeah, and I also believe, like for me, I've never been that person that, I don't spray. I don't.
Disclaimer, guys.
I don't.
Basketmouth and spray money.
It's hard. So
it's the possibility. Do you want to tell that? That would be thing. I want to tell people that you have.
But they'll go and show me receipts. But it's not something I do, right? And a lot of people believe. Some people spray because of show up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just want to let people know that they got it. Right? And some people just do it because it's a way of the gift. It's a way of just, appreciating or celebrating with the person. Different people, it's all cultural. The white people have theirs, the people have that. Everyone have their own way. Is there a balance, like between the cultural values attached to the spraying of Naira and the law against it? Is there any balance?
Okay, so I will attempt to.
We need to respect the culture.
Yes, understanding. Yeah, I will agree with you that to a large extent, this whole phenomenon that we're talking about looks like it's part of our culture, and I'll say that because now, if you start with at naming ceremonies and what have you, either Igbo, Yoruba, or whatever, there's a symbol. The money actually symbolizes wealth, like you blessings and all of that will follow you and all of that. And even that's going too far. Now we want to start from when you go to our Christian brothers. There are scriptures saying that let the right hand not see what the left hand is giving. As a skill, exactly, and all of that at the basic. So I would say to a large extent, but we should also understand that yes, there's a legal obligation here. There's a culture and there's a moral obligation. A legal obligation imposed by law. So that this implication. So the point there is there a way? The question and the conversation should be from the angle of, is there a way we can actually merge these two together such that one doesn't affect the other? So how well can I show mark a sign of blessing? How much can I show of my wealth? How much can I, bless somebody in a way that it will not offend the law? So from conversations, I think we're having this conversation. I was mentioning something like, oh, sorry, this patented is, nobody uses this idea, it's mine. Pay me for it. So I say, okay, so what is the situation where we have, we are just like we have TikTok and we have all of that, people are able to, gift people alive and all of that by just clicking, give them a art and what have you and all of that. So what is the situation where we have a software where you have different currencies like in boxes and people are able to tap at events? It's probably connected to a wallet or somewhere, and then everybody seeing from the screen that you are spraying, and you're like, okay, tap, and we are tapping, either is your 1,000 naira or your 500 naira. You are tapping, everybody's seeing it and all. I see all of that happen. Everybody's seeing that you're actually like fair. So that's good. As much as you do that, people are fake screens so that they see and let you.
Exactly.
So
Everybody see everybody usually 500,000 they were here.
It takes out that
you just tap one, tap 1,000 naira. Yes, exactly. It goes and all of that.
good boy. Don't carry 1,000 naira. Yeah, that.
And then I think recently we have been seeing around tap. Okay, tap. We just give it to them people. We just give it to them. So they were also talking about alternative currency. If so, alternative currency basically is not providing an alternative to legal tender. No, you're not saying it's a legal tender. It's the case that I've given perhaps it's a wedding. Perhaps I've given some monies to to the couple, and then they have some notes printed. Yet not a lookalike, not counterfeiting the naira, no. And they give it to you. Okay, you can spray this while you're dancing. But then we also should be very conscious that it should not be a legal tender. It should not be something that can be used to redeem money back. I didn't finish spending the money. Yeah, this is the money, and this is the value of what you're going to give me back. So I think that's where we should take that from.
So for me, I won't lie to you. I feel if you really love someone and you want to celebrate with them, your weddings, birthday,
Give their money.
you can just write a check.
We can, but it's a Nigerian thing.
Yeah, you just write a check, because at the end of the day, the people you are giving are the couple or the celebrant. Everybody doesn't have to know what you're giving them. Do you understand? Because the blessings from God will still come to you. But because of they want people to say, man, you see it in that guy spray apart. Actually, is that so advertisement of that?
That's actually the point.
Yeah, that's the point. I think it's wrong the other way. But now I want to ask that question. I came with questions. I don't hear a lot of countries, applying the same law on the citizens. I understand that their culture is different from maybe other, but is this same law applicable in other countries?
Okay, so to the extent that I'm aware of, it's not.
Okay.
The other countries are more focused on, like US now, UK, they are more focused on counterfeiting the currency, defacing the currency, damaging the currency. And we've even seen the caveats where you do something to the currency to the extent that it can no longer be used as a medium of exchange. That's where it becomes a problem. So there's usually some kind of intention behind it. It's not just a general, if you do this, if you do that, if you do this, if you do that.
It's not their culture anyway.
You're liable, you understand. But Nigerians, it's a cultural thing. And because of, like you said, that example you gave now, because of overtime, I think the government has realized that this thing, we can't sustain it.
Yeah.
We can't really sustain it. Other people are not doing it. Why is it so lavish? You understand? Why are we so? It's possible to break the culture, yes, but it's gonna be a long battle. Because Nigerians are so innovative.
I know they are always.
They are so innovative.
Okay, now since the naira is what is being mutilated. If they switch to, what if they switch to dollars and pounds or euros, yen, cedis?
Okay, so
Still,
the thing is, so we have the Forex Act. So under the Forex Act, they criminalized uttering, defacing, counterfeiting, the same thing, but there's no specific mention of spraying.
okay. So they can still spray dollars.
You can spray dollars.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
So the point there, let us be clear.
That essay,
Let us be clear. So let us be clear about it. So the point there basically is that, so the caveat to spraying or using, them say, utilizing dollars basically as an alternative is such that it is not used in a way that it will no longer, it will stop it or prevent it from being in circulation. Right? So the point there basically is that if it's still within the ambience of, okay, gifting this person, probably adorning this person, yes, no law criminalizes in Nigeria. Yeah, no law criminalizes that in Nigeria. I mean, when you talk about the Forex Act, it doesn't make mention of any like spraying and what have you. Yeah, so they still, I'm just saying, they still regulated use, although more relaxed in Nigeria when it comes to the use of foreign currencies and all of that. But importantly, and also very importantly, like I've always been saying, is that the accepted legal tender in Nigeria for business transactions is Naira. Although does not mean that dollars cannot be exchanged or dollars cannot be in circulation. You know, that's not it. But then the important point is that Naira is still the most acceptable legal tender in Nigeria. So
so what are the options now? Is to, you said the app that you're about to type.
Tap. Yes, you're getting so nice, so you know.
No, right now we're 50-50. Kill over the name.
hey, that's the name now.
So it's either you mentioned something about creating like
you're from practicing you seeing alternative currencies and all of like yes. I think
I also do the envelope option.
Envelope option is exactly on.
But I did hear recently that
they can cut the envelope and just
why not do a transparent envelope so everybody can still see what's your draw?
yeah, that's not bad.
Nigerians and
That's still the same thing now. It's still
Yeah, but you can still.
you're still adorning. You're still adorning.
done it. Like,
So money you can say that you're not holding the money, you're only holding the paper that's so. So that's just it.
I mean, I feel Nigerians, to be honest, too. I think we should try as much as possible to change that mentality if we can. I believe we can, because at the end of the day, yes, it's a cultural thing, but in your heart, you know, it's not culture. You just want to show off. You just want to show off, because if you really appreciate someone, and that's the thing. Most people, when they want to help people, they want to record it. And the people that are being recorded, they don't like it, but they need the help. So if you give them, they don't want the whole world to see when they are living. They will undermine the person's, shame. Do you understand? And just carry the camera and shoot it. We don't have to do that. Now, God, you are doing it for God, right? And God has said that don't let the right hand that that comes in that be technically that. So I feel the other ways we can don people or celebrate them. Just package them different.
I don't know what stone them gold. Nobody's doing that.
Come on.
Yeah.
See,
Just see them, bro. Take them to the hospital afterwards. Look at one big bow, big.
come on.
Talk back.
I know that you're really right.
But I'd say it's also, apart from defacing the Naira, it's devaluing the Naira.
Yes, because as Iframe mentioned, creating mint notes, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. Yeah, it's very it has its heat on the
Economy. Yeah, that's okay, exactly. So maybe because that person sprayed last week Saturday, maybe that's why some areas of Lagos are still flooded. Maybe.
So, producing mint notes, they are taking money away from.
So you have to absorb that those back.
no.
This is your shit.
Well, let's try and do better with the what do you call? Let's respect the law.
Yes.
We are not governed by culture.
Yes, no, we aren't. It's a law. It's a law. It's a lot. Yes,
So,
But there needs to be a lot more, awareness. So you still see a lot of people on social media are still finding ways, there are still ways. There's the basket, there's the. So it's still part of like the.
So I have a message for them actually. Those people, I have a message for them. So the point there is nobody is saying you must. Although the law has said it and it's imperative. I mean, given the force of law. But then if you have the urge and you must exhibit the urge, and then get a good lawyer. I think that's a good lawyer.
That law bucket is and my phone number is 0. That was what he said.
No, I'm just trying to let people understand that. No, okay. So, invitation by any law enforcement agency is not an arrest. Yeah, so you should show up with your head. Yes, I did it. Own it. I mean, I'm a lawyer.
You want to confess?
No. Whichever is it.
This is my last. So basically,
You can't confess. Don't confess. So. No matter what they show you.
But basically, yeah, that's just the awareness that we brought to you. So you're listening. Yeah, and that's what the law has provided. So I think that we should all try to just see how we can be within the ambit of the law. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Before you go, you see that experience I just shared with you guys earlier on with the Ife and the money. If you are taking care of that money, like if you are taking care of respecting Naira, what I got wouldn't have been that dirty.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you understand? Yeah. So at the end of the day, everybody come together and just, forget about the value of the Naira. You understand? Because sometimes people don't value it. Mm-hmm. That's why they do it that way. Mm-hmm. You get? When was the last time you saw a 50 Naira note?
Stop now.
I'm just asking. You're wrong, bro. Serious.
Maybe
because I don't want to buy I'm not very. I know there's 50 Naira, so that's how 50 Naira is very expensive.
You're arguing the value now. All these foreigners will come here and see the way we are treating our Naira.
Yeah.
And because even if you watch just music videos, they don't use original. That's the only part that they do all those things in music video, and it's all fake. You get it from the studio, and it's allowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually,
yes.
Yeah. I think when we're talking about culture, I think that's still another part of culture. I think maybe on another podcast would invite you and how I'm style. All right, thank you so much, Emma.
Thank you so much, Basketmouth.
Cut the camera.